Welcome to the Workday HR and Payroll for Fiscal Staff course. In this module, we'll be taking a closer look at the hire workflow, your role as a cost center manager or as a member of the RRC in the flow, and we will conclude the module by showing a brief demonstration of the review and approval step in Workday. The next recruit to hire process fiscal staff may be involved in is the hire process. You are not involved in the background check process, but should know that it will be complete before the hire process. The hire process will be applicable for candidates that accept their offers to join the campus or medical center. The hire process includes all steps that HR teams and individuals will need to complete in order to ensure that an individual is ready to join the Ohio State workforce. Within the process, we will mention a new concept of period activity pay. This will be covered in detail in later sections of the course. It is a process related to an employee's compensation and payment. At a high level, it is for the assignment and management of an employee's period activities and their related compensation, with instructions for payment through Workday Payroll. Period activity pay is used for specific populations, including graduate associates and lecturers on semester-to-semester contracts. An example of an employee using period activity pay would be for a lecturer who is paid per course they teach. This compensation per course would be entered into the period activity pay request and then paid in equal payments throughout the semester. At this point, the hire process is technically complete, and the individual is an employee of the university when the TA coordinator reviews and approves the hiring details. However, there are several other items that need to occur to ensure all information is accurate for the employee joining the university. There are 4 main roles involved in the overall hire process. 1, the talent acquisition coordinator. 2, the HR consultant. 3, the manager. And 4, the cost center manager or RRC. The talent acquisition coordinator will review and correct the hiring details for the candidate at the start of the hire process. As the cost center manager or RRC member, you will approve the organization assignment changes. The manager or manager liaison will be responsible for assigning costing allocations for certain positions in the health system. There will also be roles involved with some of the other concurrent steps along the same time frame as onboarding. This may include the employee for confirming details or the employee admin coordinator for academic appointments. The hire business process occurs after the candidate is marked as ready for hire by the talent acquisition consultant. Your role in this process is approving any organization assignment changes if they are made during the process. Here, we are going to cover an overview of the hire process and the other parties that are involved throughout the steps. You will also notice a yellow star on this process flow. At the point where the TA coordinator reviews and approves the hiring details, the individual is technically hired into the university. However, we are covering a longer process today to show all of the other steps that occur following that approval. The standard hire process is as follows. Step 1. TA consultant marks the candidate ready for hire. Step 2. TA coordinator approves hiring details and organization assignments. Step 3. If there is an organization assignment change, the HR consultant will review and approve the change. Step 4. If there is an organization assignment change, the college or business unit cost center manager or RRC will approve. Note, if there are changes to be made, you will need to send it back to the HRC for updates. Step 5. If applicable, the period activity pay process will be completed next. The period activity pay process is related to an individual's compensation. We are not going to get into great detail about it now, but we'll cover it further in later sections of the course. Step 6. If applicable, Health System Manager assigns the costing allocations. Step 7. Concurrently, many items will begin after costing allocations are assigned. This includes onboarding, academic appointments, one-time payments, and probation periods. Step 8. After these concurrent items, the manager will enter or remove alternate locations if the employee is remote. A note on period activity pay. At this point in the process, if the individual being hired in is a lecturer on a semester-to-semester contract, graduate associates, and/or fellowship, They will be applicable for period activity pay. The period activity pay business process is for the assignment and management of an employee's period activities and the related compensation with instructions for payment through Workday Payroll. Period activity pay enables you to pay employees for fixed-term activities and payment arrangements. You can associate activities with period activity pay and assign an employee with activities, date ranges, and pay amounts. Period activity pay may be assigned during the hire process and throughout the life cycle of an employee. We will take a closer look at this later in the course. Let's take a look at an example. An employee has recently been hired into the organization. The employee's organization assignments were changed during the hire process and therefore must be approved by the cost center manager. I'm currently signed in as Raymond Suter, a cost center manager. I'm going to navigate to the inbox to find the change organizations request to review. Throughout the request, you will see small blue circles to the left of the data. These indicate elements of the organization assignments that were updated through this request. You should focus on the changes being made, but also review all of the organization assignments for this position. I'm going to start by reviewing the details section of this request. You will not be able to edit the details section of this request. If changes need to be made, you will need to send the request back to the initiator. In this section, I'll review the effective date, the position, and the supervisory organization. Next, I'll review the organizations. Organization assignments show position ownership according to departments or business units for reporting purposes. These work tags will default based on the supervisory organization. Work tags are keywords assigned to the transactions and supporting data to make their business purposes clear and establish common relationships through classification. Organization assignments are extremely important for HR and finance reporting of all positions in a department. Incorrect information will have important downstream HR and payroll impacts. It is recommended you create a cheat sheet of common organization assignments and work tags you may see in your reviews based on organizations that you support. Here, I will review and confirm the cost center. The cost center will normally default based on the supervisory organization that the job requisition is assigned to. In this scenario, the cost center has been changed from the default. Next, I will review and confirm the fund. After that, I will review and confirm the area. The area in an organization assignment is used to classify physicians in the faculty group practice or nationwide children's facility for fringe benefits. If you are hiring for this population, ensure that the organization assignment is properly assigned. Next, review and confirm the balancing unit and function. Ensure that they align with the cost center and fund. Then, review the federal work study selection and information. If the position needs to be evaluated for federal work study eligibility, select this option and the requisition will be routed to the federal work study to review. If approved, the position can be used to hire federal work study eligible students. Next, review the faculty group practice split retirement selection and any remaining information to ensure all details are correct. Lastly, review any comments or attachments. At this point, the review is complete. If you approve of the changes that were made, select Approve. If the request needs to be updated, click Send Back. Select the applicable person in the To field and provide the reason for why you are sending the request back. I'm going to select Approve. This concludes the demonstration. Thank you so much for attending the session today. Please reach out with any questions or concerns that you may have about the materials we've covered.